Nicole Watson, thank you so much. It may not be apparent today, kids, but I'm telling you this, having met her, having spoken to her, having seen her exude passion for you, and having met with so many of the other great educators and administrators in this building this morning, I know that you will look back on teachers and administrators like them decades from now, and you will be amazed at what a profound impact they have on your lives. And so I just can't tell you how grateful I am. And I want to thank the Portland Public Schools. I look forward to a long and productive partnership. I know there's a number of members of the school board here. My colleagues on the city council are here. So many other elected officials, important people in this community. Thank you for everyone who is here today. There's a lot of people in this room who helped bring me to the dance, so to speak. I want to thank you for your confidence in my leadership and for your support as well. There's two important reasons that I wanted to be here today. And the first one may be obvious. The first reason is because we are one community. The problems, the issues, the challenges of East Portland are the problems and the issues and the challenges of all of Portland. Economic prosperity, housing affordability, the homeless situation, which is obviously on everybody's minds, whether it's about the quality of our transportation system, whether it's about our public safety system. The reality is this: we cannot say with a straight face or with honesty that we've lifted up and improved the lives of our residents if we have not lifted up and improved the lives of East Portland residents. I don't need to sugarcoat this. These kids know this. You know what they say about East Portland. You know what they say. When people talk about East Portland, it's usually in the context of a community that is struggling. That's only a small part of the story. There's a whole nother set of chapters about East Portland. They're the most meaningful and important chapters about East Portland. And we don't tell those stories often enough. East Portland is something we should be proud of and hold up as a shining example of a thriving and diverse community. To live and work and prosper and thrive in Portland. From different backgrounds, different places, different creeds. They come from all over the place, and the reality is this: there is nowhere in the city of Portland where that diversity is more on display than right here in East Portland. That's why I'm here. As your mayor, I'm privileged to have a bully pulpit that few people have the opportunity to hold. And I'm going to treasure that opportunity, and I'm going to use it to the best effect that I can for the city of Portland and everybody who lives here. But I want to be clear. It's not enough just to say we don't want racism. It's not enough to say we don't want sexism. It's not enough to say we won't tolerate homophobia. It's not enough to say there's no place for xenophobia in the city of Portland. It's important to say those things. It's important to own those values. But the reality is we have to be more intentional and more deliberate. And we have to uphold and nurture and support and cultivate the idea of pluralism. What do I mean by that? Pluralism. Pluralism is the idea, it's the value that people can come from different places. They can come from different cultures. They can come from different backgrounds. They can be of different color, of different race, of different religious views. We can all still come together and thrive together in one community. That's why I'm here. school. This is just one example of the kind of community collaboration that's taking place in Portland that's showing amazing results. Here it's for these kids that's showing amazing results. But when I see these kind of collaborations, something occurs to me. In these divided times, if we cannot make it work here, what does that say about the future of our community? And what does it say about the future of our nation? We will make it work here. There's a second reason I wanted to be here, right now. And it's cliche. The children. The children are our future. It's cliche. We've heard it a million times, right? But there's a reason. You know why? Because the children are our future. I was asked by somebody the other day, why are you going to an elementary school? They couldn't vote for you anyway. And aside from the jive, I said, well, yeah, that's why I'm still welcome there. But there's another reason. I had something I wanted to tell the young people in this room, the future leaders of this community, of this nation, and of every community institution and business located here in the great city of Portland. They are the future leaders. What I wanted to tell them is politics seems so boring, and I get it. We talk about budgets, and we argue about transportation infrastructure, and your parents call me up and they're really angry about the pothole in front of their house. And I know what kids are thinking. They're thinking, man, these are adult issues. And they're not that exciting. Kids, just be glad I'm not giving you my hour-and-a-half speech on bonding capacity. It's a barn murder. It's a barn murder. But these seemingly adult issues, it's the details. And they are important. They are important. But that's not what should get us out of bed in the morning. Those aren't the most important things that should motivate us. What do I think about? What brought me to this position? As you may have noticed, it's not always easy being mayor. And sometimes it's even controversial being mayor. But what gets me out of bed in the morning is thinking about you. And the older I get, the more I think about you. And I wonder, what kind of community, what kind of nation am I leaving to you? This is intensely personal for me. I have a 10-year-old daughter, and I do wake up and I wonder, what are we doing to make their lives better? What are we doing to make their community better? What are we doing to help this generation to be successful? For me, it starts with ensuring that Portland is a safe and welcoming and stable and enriching place for all of us to be able to live. And I've said many times, you've seen those trucks, those little white trucks going around the city that say, the city that works. I want them to say something else, or at least I want it to mean something else. I want it to mean the city that works for all of us. That's what I want. That to me is a vision worth rising early to pursue. And it's a mission worth staying up late to achieve. Want to say one more thing. You've probably heard many politicians say many nice sounding things about the future. And some of you may just be finding out that politicians are not always held in the highest regard. For decades, the narrative has been that people who run our government institutions, politicians, people who work in the public sector, the narrative has long been that those who work in the government sector are either willfully corrupt or they're thoughtlessly ignorant, or some combination of the two. I want to defy that stereotype. I have much higher expectations for myself, and I have much higher expectations for my administration. And as the previous speakers, I think, universally mentioned, which I think is important, I have great optimism for this city. I think it's absolutely certain that we are destined for great things, but only if we are destined for great things together. I want to rise above those common perceptions and do exactly what you heard we should do today, which is be an example of one of the cities, along with a handful of others, that can get things right, that we can show the nation can make progress against the challenges and issues that have thwarted us and divided us. We're going to succeed on all of these issues: economic justice, racial justice, housing affordability, the homeless situation, policing, the environment. There are so many issues, and we're going to work together over the next 4 years to be successful. But in closing, and kids, here's the only lesson I'm going to give you today, because I know you've got other lessons. Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. Action is what matters. And I know you will hold me accountable. That's what I want, and that's what I expect. That is exactly what I intend to do. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve. It is truly an honor. It is very humbling, and I thank you so much for allowing me to serve as your mayor. Thank you all. So much for keeping me seated.